Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to my February wrap-up video. Can we believe that it's nearly March? That's insane. February seems to have absolutely flown by. So if you don't know, every month on this channel I talk about all of the films and TV shows I've watched, the books that I've read and the video games that I've played. So let's get straight on. So I actually only watched one film this month. It's the first film of the year. Yeah, I have really been slacking on films, but it is Cutthroat Island, starring Geena Davis. There's a reason I rewatched this, so we will talk about Geena Davis's book as we go on. I briefly mentioned it last month as well, and it just really made me want to watch Cutthroat Island. Is it a fantastic film? No, not at all, but Geena Davis is one of my favourite actors. And I watched Cutthroat Island when I was a kid. It came out in the same year as my birth, actually. And the film, unfortunately, was marred with production issues. It's basically a pirate film. If you haven't seen it, I really do still like the film. It's a guilty pleasure for me. Not a fantastic film by any stretch, but I do really enjoy it. So the only film I watched this month, and it is a rewatch, is Cutthroat Island. I really need to watch some more films. I do have everything next to me and scattered about, so sorry if I do move around a bit. That's it. So yeah, that's it for films. Now we're moving on to TV shows, and I've only watched one TV show this month. I'm actually going through it, so I haven't finished it at time of recording. And I have finally started watching The Crown. Yes, I have not seen The Crown before. Don't ask me why. I mean, I love history. I'm not a royalist, but I have a great interest in the history of the royal family. Like I say before, my specialty is the Tudors. And why have I not watched The Crown? I really don't know. But we are still on season 1 of The Crown, so please don't give any spoilers here, although it's really hard to spoil The Crown when you know history, I suppose. But yeah, The Crown is the only TV show I've been watching. I'm sure you'll hear about that next month as well. I am really enjoying it so far, and I can't believe I slept on it for so long. Claire Foy as well, can we just say, is just a phenomenal actor, isn't she? And of course I do like the other actors that have been in it so far. And I do know what's coming up, so I'm very, very excited to continue watching The Crown. Okay, now we're moving on to books. I do have them all scattered here, so I'll grab them quickly for you. The first book I mentioned last month, I won't talk about it too much. You'll see this one in every month's wrap-up. It is 52 Lists for Happiness by Maria Seal. I hope I've said that right. Not going to say too much about it because, like I say, you will see this one every month. But it is exactly what it says on the tin. As someone who struggles with mental health issues or difficulties, something like writing lists down every week really does calm me down and help me. So every Sunday I write to one of the lists. Yeah, so like I say, I did some, I'll do you another prompt just in case you didn't watch last month's video, but something like this. List the best opportunities that others have given you throughout your life. List the projects you've been meaning to work on and finish, that kind of thing. So I won't talk about my lists, obviously, because they're very, very personal, but like I say, you'll see this every month for the rest of the year. Next up is another book that I spoke about last month, and I actually finished it this month, and that is True Blood and Philosophy. I spoke quite a lot about this in last month's video, so I won't talk too much, but what a fantastic book, to be honest. I love True Blood, the TV show, and I didn't think that I liked philosophy until this, and now I'm really into philosophy and the pop culture surrounding philosophy. I'm not so much, I don't know too much about historical philosophy, philosophers or anything like that, but this has really given me a keen interest in philosophy. So how many times am I going to say the word philosophy? Who knows? So yeah, really, really happy about this. It's a collection of essays basically talking about the philosophy of True Blood. Yeah, I did speak about this last month and I finished it this month. Moving on is another one that I spoke about last month. And again, I finished it this month, and it is Geena Davis, Dying of Politeness, her memoir. What an incredible woman, honestly. I really like Geena Davis as an actor, but I didn't know too much about her personal life. This, of course, is a signed copy as well, which I'm super thrilled about. This is probably the best memoir I've ever read, in all honesty. I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. I know this sounds really cliche, but I see so much of myself in Geena Davis, and it was just absolutely inspirational. I feel a bit emotional talking about it, weirdly enough. I don't know why, but sometimes there's these books that just really strike a chord with you, and this one really, I can't stop thinking about it ever since I finished it. And I want to read it again. Do you know what I mean? The minute I finished putting it down, I was like, I want to read this again. Just incredible, very inspirational, and I could talk and talk and talk about this for days, but I absolutely, really, really adored this book. So I'm very sad I finished it this month. Who knows, we might see it again in another wrap-up video because I just really want to read it again. Next up, we have a book that I haven't actually finished, so you'll probably see this in next month's wrap-up, but it is Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. Practical Magic is one of my favourite films of all time, featuring Nicole Kidman and Sandra Bullock. I nearly forgot her name then. I absolutely love the film Practical Magic. I'm about halfway through. I've never read the book, to my shame, so I'm really, really enjoying it so far. It's quite an easy read, to be honest. I think it's quite a nice and easy read. I'm going to talk about it more next month because, like I said, I'm halfway through it, so we'll see my final thoughts next month. And the final book that I've sort of skimmed through but haven't read properly, is this big boy, The Art and Making of Hogwarts Legacy. It's a huge book. As you can see, I've not really got that much into it. I have a dilemma with this. Basically, Hogwarts Legacy is already out, but I don't have any of the next-gen consoles. They're not newer gen anymore, are they? So for me, I can only play Hogwarts Legacy in April when it releases on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One. So my dilemma is I have skimmed through this book, but I haven't read it properly. I don't know if this contains spoilers. So I don't know if I should read it or not, to be honest. But I do think that having it sat on the shelf till April is something that's quite impossible for me. So I think I am going to read it, knowing that I could potentially spoil the game for myself. Unfortunately, we live in an age of social media, so the game has already been spoiled somewhat, which was my fear when they made the decision, the wrong decision in my opinion, but when they made the decision to scatter the games out. People who have a Switch can't play it till July. It's a real shame. My fear was that it was going to be spoiled, and alas it was. So I've kind of already had it spoiled for me, so I feel like I should go ahead and just read the book. Yeah, it's a shame, but anyway, this was a new purchase this month, and I probably will read it. Again, you'll probably see it in next month's wrap-up, because I've only just started it, really. So that's all the books. So we're on to the final section, which is video games that I have played. I don't talk too much about video games here, because I recently started a new video game channel this year called Ember Games, where we do a monthly wrap-up over there, sort of a more deep dive into video games, so I'll just discuss them briefly here. I mentioned last month, but I have still been continuing my Oblivion playthrough, The Elder Scrolls Oblivion, and I'm really, really enjoying that. Not much else to add, I'm just continuing my playthrough. Again, I spoke about this last month, but me and my partner have been continuing to play Joyride Turbo. It's a racing game. I'm not a huge fan of racing games, but we are enjoying this one together from the Xbox Game Pass. One game that I did buy this month and have played, I think I bought it last month actually, is Gauntlet Legends. Very, very disappointed. I don't want to go into it too much here because this will spoil the sort of video on my Ember Games channel. So if you are interested in why I'm disappointed in this game, this is a shameless plug, then please go and check out my video on my Ember Games channel. And what else have I been playing? BeatStar on my phone again, although I think this might be the last month we hear of BeatStar because unfortunately I am running a little bit bored with it. The problem with mobile games is I have them for 6 months, less, and I do get bored with them, to be honest. So BeatStar I spoke about last month. It's a sort of singing, not a singing, it's a game on your phone where you tap to the music. Very, very simple game, but just not holding my interest as much anymore. Talking of mobile games, one that is holding my interest that was released on Valentine's Day this month is Tomb Raider Reloaded. I have really been enjoying that game. It's very difficult for a mobile game. It's very, very difficult, but how do I describe Tomb Raider Reloaded? It's basically a shooting style game. I don't know how to describe these kind of games. There's waves and stages in the different tombs and you have to fight your way through to get to the end, basically. And it's free to download on the mobile, so if you are a Tomb Raider fan, then I would encourage you to download it and at least give it a go, but I don't know if it'll be for everybody. But I have been enjoying it so far. And the final game to talk about is Tomb Raider 2013, the reboot. I have recently restarted playing Tomb Raider, so you will hear about all 3 reboot games over the coming months because I just really wanted to start them again. Again, I will talk more in depth on my other video, on my other channel. Sorry to keep saying it, but as my other channel is more focused on video games, I do want to keep some things reserved for that video. So that's it. That's my February wrap up. Please let me know what you've been enjoying this February. Books, TV, movies, video games, whatever you want. Let me know what you've been enjoying. And that's it. So please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe if you like this kind of thing. And I will see you all soon. Bye bye.